Hello everybody, for the ones who don't know me, my name is Sandra Yesenia Lopez. I'm sorry I was not able to record this video before because I have some difficulties with the VoiceTrade account, but now everything is solved. Now I'm just ready to start this course. As I said before, my name is Sandra. I'm from Colombia. I've been teaching English as a second language for about 14 years. When I was in Colombia, then I had the chance to get a job in USA as a Spanish teacher. So I've been teaching Spanish for about 2 years in South Boston, Virginia, which is the place that I'm currently living with my husband and my two children. That's what I can tell you about me. I also have a master in teaching English as a foreign language because, as I said before, that's what I've been doing. Most of my teaching experience has been teaching English. So basically, this is my first time teaching Spanish as a second language in a foreign language for me, in a foreign country. And this has been really a very interesting experience because this is my first time teaching my own language. What I can tell you is that it has been really a great opportunity for me to know and to be able to teach my own language. Regards this important course, which is heritage language, what I can say is that I'm not really familiar with this topic. This is my fourth class in this master, so but after watching the video and read articles regarding this topic, what I understand is that this term is used to identify languages other than the dominant language in a specific or given social context. As an example, in the United States, English, which is de facto dominant language because it's not really an official language, but it's the primary language used in government, education, and public communication. So any language other than English can be considered a heritage language for speakers of that language. This is what I have understood about this important topic. But I also have to say that I found interesting the video of Maria Polinsky when she talks about the breakdown of the communication, and she gives an example, a very clear example, when a family moved to United States, could be a Russian or a Korean family, and that is what happens with my own family. That's what it's my own case, because when my family moved to USA, that's what it happens. Of course, they speak Spanish, my children, and it was very difficult for them, the transition process, to start learning a second language, in this case English. But fortunately, 1 year and a half, what I can say is that they are able to speak very fluent English, very English. They are able to read, to understand, to write a fluent English, and I'm so glad about that. Now what is happening is that what Marie Polinsky said, now the situation when she said the kids become more dominant in English and Spanish becomes more weaker, and maybe that's my case, because right now what I notice is that they have been just maybe talking and practicing only English, and they just start avoid to speak Spanish, and that's what I really don't want to do. Now my concern is that they don't forget the first language, which is Spanish, and that's my concern now. So what I've been just talking to them is that at home they just try to continue speaking Spanish. They don't have to speak English because that's the idea. They have to continue practicing Spanish because the intention is that they just keep the mother tongue, in this case Spanish. I found very interesting the video of Marie Polinsky because of that. It's my own situation, is what's happening to my children. And also, what I can tell you about my experience in my classes with my students is something similar, because I realize I don't have many Spanish speakers in my Spanish levels, but I have some of them that basically most of them they come, their parents are Mexicans or maybe from Guatemala or places that speak Spanish. When I was going to start my classes with these students, I was expecting a really good Spanish. But what Maria Polinsky said is that sometimes these students, because of the way that they have been practicing more English than Spanish, they start to struggle with this language, because the time that they have been focused more, speaking more English than Spanish. These kind of students, they have difficulties like pronunciation, reading comprehension, grammar. What I think is that is exactly what she says. Spanish becomes more weaker because the lack of practice, or maybe at home, or maybe just their parents, they don't encourage them to practice in Spanish. So that's my own point of view about this topic. As I say, I'm really excited. My expectations are really high, because I consider this topic it's going to help me a lot to learn, and the most important, to practice and to apply in my own classes. Thank you very much, and good luck for everybody.